Welcome back to I believe we're episode 39 now. Let me just double check that. We are here, episode 39 of What's Not Sports. Welcome back to all the viewers. Welcome if you are new to the podcast and haven't experienced a bit of What's Not Sports before. I'm your host, Will O'Connor. And today we got quite a bit to unpack. We just had the AFL Grand Final. Massive there, huge results. We'll dive into that very soon. We'll dive that into second lead today. We've got the NRL Grand Finals coming up. So that's this Sunday. And fortunately for us, we've got multiple games of rugby league that day. We have the state championship, which is the winner from the Q Cup and the winner from New South Wales Cup play each other. We then also have the NRLW final, which will be super exciting. And then to finish it off, the grand finale, the NRL final, which we've all been waiting for. Before we get into that, we also have this week with the Daily M's starting tomorrow night. This will come out Tuesday night, just after a couple of hours after the team lists have dropped for the NRL grand final. We're going to have a deep dive. Have a look at the Daily M's. The nominations are already out. I picked my team from the nominations. We'll run through that later on in the episode. And yeah, that's a lot for sport. We also had, I talked about last week, the World Ocean Series start. The Surf Life Saving Surf Sports season has officially, really has kicked off now. We've had 3 carnivals already. And it was good to be down there, good to race, good to see a lot of action. So I think we'll start off with that first. So let's get straight into it. We're just going to run through who won the individual events and the podium, and then we'll talk about who won the mixed taplin. So let's kick it off. We were fortunate enough to have this carnival at Burleigh, the first time we've raced there since 2020. So just after COVID, one of the first carnivals we had back was when it was called Summer of Surf. I believe it was a 10,000 point event then. And it was the last time a lot of people have actually raced at Burleigh. So many people had a lot of fun. There was quite a bit of nostalgia. I just love racing there. It's a good spot, good vibes, and quite a few people came out and big names for the 5,000 point event. So let's kick it off. We're going to kick it off with the men's board. And I should actually have who I had last week, who I had picked for it. And we'll quickly run through that, who I had picked. So in the open men's board, in third place, I had Odin Parrish. Second place, I had Adam Palmer. And winning it, I had Corey Fletcher. Now, for the actual results, third place was Kai Taylor, second place was Joel Piper, and first place was Corey Fletcher indeed. So we picked number 1, right? That's the most important one. And it was actually a Burleigh blackout there. They took out the whole podium. Pretty impressive stuff. They had massive numbers at the carnival, it being on their home beach. It was almost the Burleigh Club Championships. Now, we'll run through all the men's and we'll run through all the women's. Open men's swim, I had Ethan Callahan coming third, Zach Morris coming second, and James Kosh winning the race. Didn't quite happen there. I was a little bit surprised about some of these results. Third place was Kai Taylor of Burleigh Heads. Second place was Daniel Calabar of Surfers Paradise. And the winner was Joel Piper from Burleigh Heads. Men's ski, third place I had Corey Fletcher. Second place I had Jackson Collins. And first place I had Benny Carbs. Benny Carbs did not end up racing in that event. A little bit disappointing in my opinion. I do love Carbs. I do love watching him race. He was not out there though. But we'll run through the results anyway. I only had one of these right. So in third place, Mackenzie Heinard. Second place, we had Jackson Collins. So we ticked that one off for second place. That was a good pick. The first was Jake Morris. Now, he's really making his mark in the kayaking world. And he's really showing what he can do as a ski paddler at the moment. So it's really impressive to get a win over the silver medalist Olympian in that one. Now, for the open Ironman, I had in third place, I had a Burley blackout again. I had Joel Piper in third, Corey Fletcher in second, and Ethan Callahan in first. Now, I was getting very excited very early in this race. In third place, we had Charlie Walker. That's a great performance from the boy from Currumbin. I believe he comes from Cooks Hill, down in that Newcastle regions. Come up maybe last season or the season before to come join Currumbin on the Gold Coast, and now he's starting to break out a little bit in that open space. Second place was Ethan Callahan. Man, he was leading for the majority of the race. I got very excited thinking he was going to win. I'm a genius. I picked him. No, he only just got second. Really good performance from him, but it was Zach Morris that took the triumph over all the Burley boys and really making a statement, I guess. Now, the Burley boys getting the win in the Iron was quite a surprise. Now, let's jump into the women's. We'll start with the women's board race. And I had in third place Brodie Trinker. Second place, I had Lily O'Sullivan. And in first, I had Tiani Massey. Third was Isabella Tate, the young gun, first year under 19, racing up in Opens now for the World Ocean Series. Second place was Charlotte Hart from Burley. And first place was actually Lily O'Sullivan. So I picked her as second. She actually got the win, the World Board Champion, showing that she still can move a board quite well. And yeah, a lot of wraps around her for that. Really impressive. From there, we'll go to the open women's swim. That's the wrong result. Sorry. I only remotely got one tip close in this one. In third place, I had Fenella Gibbs-Beale from Noosa. She was on fire in her swim legs in the Iron and the Taplin. If you watched that, not the best result she probably was looking for in the open swim. In third place, it was so I had her as third, didn't happen. Second place, I had Lily O'Sullivan, and first place, I had Claudia Rose Slavin. In third place, we actually had Mia Feltham from Southport, so that was a bit of a surprise to me. Second place, we had Claudia Rose Slavin. Really good performance from her. So that was the one tip I kind of got right. And first place was actually Jazzy Raywood. So not a bad performance from her at all in the swim leg. In the swim race, she shows that she can do it all. She can do the swimming, she can do the board paddling, and she can definitely do the ski paddling. I just want to note in that race, Mia Feltham broke up the Burley girls. So they went 1 and 2, but then they went 4th, 5th, and 6th. So that just shows the depth of Burley, especially considering it is a home carnival. Now, the women's ski. We did have Ali Bull. We saw that she was entered for it. And unfortunately, we didn't actually see her down there racing. That was okay. So in third place for that, I had Jazzy Raywood in the ski. Claudia Kelly from Northcliffe coming second, and then Ali Bull, as I just mentioned, as first. Ali didn't race. In third place, we had Bonnie Hancock from Mermaid. Second place, Janaea Massey I believe she was only 50 points off winning the ski series last year in the World Ocean Series. And then first place, Dakota Luke, also from Burley. So 1-2 punch again in the women's out. Now, on to the women's Iron final. In my picks, I had Dom Sear of Mooloolaba coming third, Tiani Massey of Maroochydore coming second, and first I had Lily O'Sullivan. I was a little bit off with this one. In third place was Claudia Kelly of Northcliffe. Second place was actually Lily O'Sullivan, and first place was Tiani Massey. So they swapped, as in I had those who stopped in my predictions and didn't quite happen. Now, our winner of the 6-person mixed tackling, if I can, it's not right. It was the Burleigh A team, followed by the Burleigh D team in second, and third place was Southport A. Just a huge shout out to my Noosa team. The guys and girls in that tackling did incredible, very young team, and they led the tackling for the first 3-4 legs. Incredible performance from them all. Just watch out. Noosa's coming, guys. You're not ready for it. Right. That's all I've got on World Ocean Series at the moment. Might be the only. Don't know if I'll have clubby chats next week. Maybe we'll have a deep dive into the series, have a look at some athletes, and then the following week we'll be getting ready for the Cooley Gold, and we'll have a preview on that, who we think's going to take that out, who probably just have a few tips in that. And I'm really excited to run through that as the clubby season starts to ramp up very soon. But for now, that's the end of Clubby Chats. Let's jump into our AFL recap. We just had the AFL Grand Final, and it was a doozy. 3 quarters, the score was it was 1 point in it, really. It was a draw at half time. But in the fourth quarter, end of the third quarter, Brizzy just started to break away. Fourth quarter, they just started smashing Geelong. And they did not disappoint Brizzy, going back to back, getting the win. The score being, I can't remember the exact score, so I'll check it. The score, why doesn't have it? There, the score being 122-75. So Geelong being the favourites, winning the first round, getting a break off before the prelims, and then Brizzy doing it the hard way and having to go through 3 games before even getting to the grand final and not having any rest. Super impressive. They've been super dominant. I just couldn't believe it, how good they were. I just also want to shout out me in this. I said Brizzy to win by 22 points or more. And then I said for the Norm Smith medal, Will Ashcroft. Bang. Both hit. Like, come on, give me my money, guys. I hope you guys jumped on that tip. And if you didn't listen to the pod and didn't know, you should go back and have a listen. And if you do, you didn't just listen, you should have heard me out. Like, come on, guys. I was locked in for that tip. But it was a good game. The end of the AFL season is over now. We're now there's still quite a bit of AFLW going on. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a dive in that. I'm not too sure yet. I think I just need to get my AFL knowledge a bit better to begin with, but we'll see what happens. Now, let's jump into rugby league. We'll start off with, let's actually start off with the New South Wales Cup. On the weekend, the New South Wales Cup concluded. They had their grand final, and for the first time ever, the New Zealand Warriors have won the New South Wales Cup. They claimed their victory over St. George Illawarra Dragons, and they have qualified for the state championship final of the NRL on grand final day. Now, and it's just incredible. They've never done it before. They have been so good all season. It shows the depth that the Kiwis are building over the ditch. Shows what the New Zealand Warriors has coming through. Like a Halasima, for example, is only 18, 19. And then the New Zealand Warriors are winning the New South Wales Cup. There's a lot of growth going on over there, and they're getting to the grassroots of rugby league now, and it's really impressive, and it's starting to show. So watch some more young talent come through to the Warriors. Now, in its alternative, the Q Cup had their grand final, and it was the Burleigh Bears and I think it's North Devils. The Devils? Oh, gosh, it's bad if I don't know that. Burley. Bears versus Devils. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. I had it right. Bang. I should have just trusted myself. Yeah, so the Burley Bears got the win over the Devils, North Devils on the weekend on Saturday. Now this means Burley qualify, go and play in another state cup final. So that's really cool. So we will see the Warriors versus the Burley Bears. Who am I backing? That's the real question. Obviously, as a Queenslander, I'm backing the Burley Bears. And like it's not even that there's a New South Wales side to go against. It's Kiwis. So I think Australia will be going for the Burley Bears. So let's fire up Burley Bears. Very excited for that game. And congratulations to both teams for making it this far. Now, let's quickly dive into our NRLW recap and then our grand final look. Bro, okay. So we had the Roosters versus Sharks. And the Roosters got the win over the Sharks, but it went down to the wire. 17-16. I honestly thought that the Roosters probably should have pumped the Sharks, the caliber that they've had so far. Obviously, still undefeated this season. I thought that would play into it quite a bit. I'm a little bit gobsmacked that it was such an exciting game, so close. But congratulations to the Roosters because they've made another grand final. We actually got that tip right. Pretty good. Now, Broncos versus Knights was a bit of a different story. The Broncos showed quite a lot of force. The Knights could not keep up. And that leaves us with another tip right. The Broncos girls getting the win there and joining the Roosters in the final. So we got Roosters versus Broncos in the NRLW final. But they are just powerhouses. Both teams have been so dominant. Now, let's have a look at the grand final. Who do I see winning is the big question. The Broncos have only lost one game this season. The Roosters haven't lost one this season. We go on to the prelims. The Roosters really, I won't say struggled, but it was a very, very tight game where the Broncos just dominated quietly. Like, they were just a very strong side. Does that mean they're a bit well rested? Does that mean they're not the favourites, but does that mean they're going to be more prepared, more well rested for the final? Or do the Roosters run off? We're going to have a never heard of season in the NRLW. We're not going to lose a single game. We're going to win the grand final. We won the minor premiership. We're going to do it all. So that's my prediction. This is bad. I think that they're the same. Let's go NRL. Does the NRLW have a Clive Churchill? Or what is it? No, it's not. Sorry guys. I'm just trying to. This is really bad for me. I don't know what the NRLW equivalent of the Clive Churchill is. Maybe it's just woman of the match or player of the match. Let me search it up. What is the NRLW? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think let's go back a step. NRLW player of the match. Roosters win. It's going to Jazzy Strange. Yep, I said it. She's such a good player, so dominant. And the Roosters will win. I'm going for my pick. Jump on board with it. We are going Roosters to win by 8+. And Jazzy Strange, man of the match. Hang on, I'm actually stuck up on this now. I want to find out what it's called. I apologize for doing this mid-podcast. I should have been much more, no, I don't even know. Anyway, that's my tip for that. So that's the NRLW covered. I'll probably cover a little bit of footage. Well, I'm not going to be down there, but might do some updates on TikTok and Instagram Reels as the day goes on, reporting on what's going on at halftime, first try scorers, things like that. I'll do something creative, hopefully. Just, I don't know, so you guys can enjoy it a little bit. Now, let's jump into the big grand final. Well, before we jump into the grand final, I should have done this earlier. We'll do the preview, or the review of the NRL prelims, and then we'll quickly jump into the Dally M's, and then we'll finish off with the NRL grand final. We'll jump into team lists, and we will see who's missing out, who's coming back in, and who's going to win, and how much they're going to win by, and who's going to be the Clive Churchill medalist. So let's do it. The Storm versus Sharks. I did tip the Storm and I got it right. But man, oh man, I don't understand how the game is like how it is. The reffing by Ashley Klein, I don't think was good. To have a penalty count of 18 penalties in total, nine conceded each by both sides, is ridiculous. In the first half, there was only 22 minutes of ball in play. That is a ridiculous stat. And it's atrocious to have that in a prelim final. Like, I'm going to be honest with this. Ash Klein, yes, has had a bit of backlash, but he's also in the past been good. But I can't believe that you can go into a preliminary final and pull out so many penalties, pull out the whistle and blow it so hard that there's only 22 minutes of actual ball in play in the first half. That's ridiculous. Now, besides that, the Storm are obviously the better team. They had Jerome Hughes, Ryan Pappenhausen back. They had their traditional spine back. That was huge. Where they won it was actually in their defense in the second half. They decided to play really smart. They were up by 8 points, I think it was. And all they did was defend. And when they got the ball, it was literally Harry Grant passes it to a forward and they run it up. That was it. And they'll go up 30 meters and they'll kick it deep and make Cronulla run all the way back, try and attack. And then they'll just do that again and again, making Cronulla so tired. And then all of a sudden, they got a little bit of momentum in the Storm, and Harry Grant picks and goes on fifth, and they score off Harry Grant's run. It's just, that's how good the Storm are. They understand finals so good. They know how to play it. They've got a big advantage. Matty Johns had talked a lot about it. If you haven't listened to his podcast Backstage, he reckons the advantage of a night game, well, leading into the grand final, having the prelim night game is such a benefit because, well, you're going to be playing at the night. Well, you're playing at night on grand final day. You're playing around a similar time. You actually get 2 days extra rest than what the other team does. And you're used to, it's harder to see the ball at night. You're more like, you've got that feel, you've got it, oh, okay, yeah, last week we did this. We played in the night. It was tricky to see the ball, but we're used to that. Little bit dewier on the track, not as dry, not as hot, different conditions. We're ready for that. I'll get into that a bit more later. But I just couldn't believe that game, how many penalties there were, and some of the calls were ridiculous. But hats off to Storm. They did get. I don't think there was bias either way. I just think there were a lot of wrong calls going both ways, and I think 18 penalties and 9 conceded each way shows that. Now let's move on to the second prelim, and it is the Broncos versus the Panthers. I had the Panthers tipped. because it was looking like it was going to be a fairy tale end. But I'm actually happy to say the Penrith dynasty has ended. Their reign is officially over, at least for this year. Well, I don't think they'll get another premier next year. But Adam Reynolds, I will say thank you. You didn't play in that game against the Raiders, so I don't have a hate for you at the moment. But he was the man that kicked off, that started the Panthers dynasty all the way back in 2021 when he missed that field goal. Missed that conversion in the 2021 grand final, South versus Panthers. That started it all. How does he end it? Converting a try against the Panthers in the prelims. I think it's poetry. I think that's the best outcome that we could have actually had, in all honesty. Because I was going, I don't know who to pick. It's just turning up to be a Panthers 5-peat. It's like I'm seeing it happen and it's scripted. I just can't ignore the signs. But I'm actually glad that the Bronx did get the win over the Panthers. Congratulations. It was a brutal game. I thought Grant Atkins did a great job of reffing. There was a few calls that were a little bit iffy, but overall, probably give him an 80% mark on that. 80, 85, so a B plus A standard. And I'm happy to announce that he'll be reffing the grand final. Unfortunately, Adam G's not there. Adam G has been also good, but so I'm happy with the Grant Atkins grand final. It was such a close game. Panthers looked like it was done and dusted at halftime. And then Broncos magic happened and couldn't be stopped. And then Nathan Cleary decided that he wanted to have so much aura again and try and do a 2-point field goal. They were on the 10 and it's 5th and the siren's about to go. Nathan Cleary calls for the ball and he runs back so deep to the 30. The ball skims off the ground. He has to pick it up and he's run back past the 40. It's then in shambles, so there's no opportunity to go have a 2-point field goal there. He then passes it to Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards, for some reason, decided to go for a 2-point field goal, and it wasn't a good attempt, I'll be honest. A horrible attempt at it. But the defense and attack were both in shambles, and it was chaos. What are you doing there? You run. I don't know why Dylan Edwards thought he could salt that. He should have just backed himself to run and just pray that a Panther would be there, because 99% of the time, a Panthers player would have been there in support. Broncos would have been scrambling, going, I don't know what's happening. And it's very likely that we see Panthers score there and it being a different story, and we see another Melbourne Panthers grand final. But that didn't happen. Dylan Edwards thought, I'm going to try and slot one, and failed. Didn't happen. And it's the end of the Penrith dynasty. Woo! Let's have a new era of footy, boys. And girls, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a new era of footy now. Let's go have a look at the Dally M's before we jump into our grand final preview. So I won't run through all the nominees. I'm just going to run through my team. Rookie of the Year, Captain of the Year, Coach of the Year, Proven Summons Medal, and overall Dally M winner. So let's kick it off. We're going to start fullback winger. We're going to go fullback wingers, centers, our 5'8", our halfback hooker, our props, second rows, and our lock. Let's do it. In fullback. If you saw the nominees, all from memory, I'll pull up the nominees. I may as well. I'm here doing it. We can quickly run through it. It's just on Instagram, so it's not that big of a deal. And where is it? In fullbacks, our nominees were Kyo Weeks, James Tedesco, and Reece Walsh. I think Reece Walsh has been incredible the last 8 weeks, especially ever since he drank that toilet water in the last 3. But it's based off regular season. He was injured for quite a bit. Kyle Weeks, I want to say, I really want to choose Kyle Weeks, but he had a little bit of a rough patch at the start of the season. So I think James Tedesco gets it. As much as I want Kyle Weeks, I think he deserves it. It's going to go to James Tedesco going off my brain. Our winger nominees are Mark Nwanganita-Wase, Jacob Carraz, Xavier Coates, Xavier Savage, and Zach Lomax. Oh, I love Savage. I actually don't know how he got into the nominees. I love him. He's quick. He's a really good winger, but he lacks a little bit in defense and comes up with some silly errors. So I don't think he's going to get as much as I love Canberra, and I want to say all the Canberra nominees get it. I'm just not going to back it. And especially him being injured the last few rounds of the regular season, especially when you got guys like Mark Nwanganita-Wase and Xavier Coates. And I'm backing both of those as my wingers. Now let's jump into centres. We got Casey McLean, Herbie Farnworth, Tony Staggs, Robert Toyer, and Stephen Crichton. Casey McLean, young gun, has done great in the role of centre since this year. He's done really good this season. I just don't think he was outstanding. Crichton, incredible centre nonetheless. But he's just doing Crichton stuff, which is incredible. But I don't think it's enough compared to the level of these other guys like Robert Toyer, Herbie Farnworth, and Tony Staggs. I probably would be leaning towards Herbie, but with that injury in round 22 or whatever it was against South, I am going to go with Robert Toyer and Tony Staggs as centres of the year. Now, our 5'8" nominees are Cam Munster, Ethan Strange, and Matty Burton. No argument about it whatsoever. Ethan Strange, 1,000,000%. Stranger boy, let's get it. I have seen Stranger Things. No, I haven't. He is the Stranger Thing. Our halfbacks of the year, Nathan Cleary, that's just stock standard. Jamal Fogarty and Isaiah Katoa. I just, with the start that the Panthers had, I'm not going to pick Cleary off that. As much as I'd like to pick Jamal, he lacks a little bit in defense, but I reckon Isaiah Katoa gets the win here and gets halfback of the year. He has just done incredible things this season. He's so young. He's so good for the Dolphins. They've nearly cracked that top 8, on the verge of it. Next season, they will 100% do it. And a lot of it's because of that young gun, Izzy Katoa. And yeah, got to back him. I reckon he's our halfback of the year. Now, hooker of the year, our nominees, Appy Coruscant, Blake Brayley, and Tom Starling. Tommy Starling, boy. Look, I think Blake Brayley is going to win it. He's been so good for the Sharks. But you know what? I'm backing Tommy Starling. This is someone I will back. I will back Tom Starling here. Now, props of the year. This is also a little bit close to my heart. We got Adam Fanua-Blake, Stefano Atukamona. I haven't practiced his name enough. Josh Papali'i. Oh, man. And then Terrell May and Payne Haas. I know for a fact it will be Terrell May and Payne Haas, but I'm going to go with Josh Papali'i and Terrell May as our props of the year. Now, second rowers of the year. We've got Angus Crichton, Liam Martin, Eli Katoa, Leka Halasima, and Hudson Young. Huddy Young, one of the most consistent, just so good. But that's the same with all of them. As much as I hate Liam Martin, he is a good second rower. And I say I hate Liam Martin. I hate him as a footy player. I don't know any idea how he is as a bloke in real life. He could be the nicest guy ever. I'm just going on why I don't like him on the footy field. Angus Crichton also just so consistent, always doing good stuff in that second row. Eli Katoa, it's a real throw-up between him and, well, I'm going Hudson Young and Leka Halasima. Hudson Young, he comes up with some incredible plays. I'm obviously a bit biased to the Raiders here. And Leka Halasima has played out of his skin being a debutant this year. Yeah, so not much to say there. And then lock of the year, Aaron Clark, Isaiah Yeo, and Nafano White. I think Nafano White gets it here, gets it over Yeo and Clark. If it's not White, it will be Clark. I think Yeo's third in that running, but I'm going to back White here. And then Rookie of the Year, our nominees are Isaiah Iongi from the Eels, Leka Halasema, obviously from the Waz, and Robert Toya. I just can't look past Robert Toya. The season he had, I know Leka Halasema has had some incredible moments, same with Iongi, but Robert Toya, he got the call up to Origin. Like, I don't think there's a bigger honor than that, especially being a rookie. Like, that's just insane stuff there. So I'm backing Robert Toya to get Rookie of the Year. Our Captain of the Year, James Tedesco, Nathan Cleary, and Stephen Crichton. I reckon Critter gets it. Like, he's just a great captain, and what he's doing for the Bulldogs is insane. And then Coach of the Year, we got Cameron Solaraldo, Michael Maguire, and Ricky Stewart. Give it to Sticky. Come on. Sticky deserves it. You all said he was going to get the wooden spoon, and he got the minor premiership. I know we went out straight sets. We got robbed in that first game of the finals, and then we just couldn't make it. But in the regular season, if that's what the Dally M's are based off, give it to Sticky. And the Province Summons medal, we got Jerome Luai and Lockie Galvin as nominees, Jamal Fogarty and Zach Lomax. Screw it. Give it to Jamal. Give it to Jamal. If it's not Jamal, give it to Lomax. But give it to Jamal. I'm backing Jamal. And to finish it off, our overall Dally M of the year, give it to Ethan Strange. I'm backing him. He can do no wrong. Let's go, Ethan Strange. Now, that's my Dally M predictions. They come out, well, it's going to be out tomorrow night when I will be watching it. I hope you guys are. We'll review that list later on. Maybe I'll do a TikTok and Instagram. I've got to get a lot better on the socials. So, let's see out. I'll do some social media posts about it. Now, let's go into the grand final. It's the Storm versus Broncos. Let's be honest, it's really just two Queensland teams, realistically. They both have some great Queenslanders. And I will actually say the Broncos have a lot of good New South Welshmen in that team as well. But originally I'm like, let's break it down here. Let's run through the team list and see if there's many changes. So we'll start with the Storm. So we've got Ryan Pappenhausen, Will Warbrick, Jack Howarth, Nick Meaney, Xavier Coates, Cam Munster, Jerome Hughes, Tefano Otokamanu, Harry Grant, Josh King, Sean Bloor, Eli Katoa, and Trent Leora as our starting 13. On the bench, we got Tyron Wishart at 14, Atuva Lasita, I got to work on that, Tuai Kimaka, really got to work on that, and Alec McDonald. Then, for the Broncos, Reece Walsh, Josiah Caprani, Tony Stagg, Gemmet Shibasaki, Dean Mariner, Ben Hunt in 6. Ben Hunt playing 6 again. Adam Reynolds still playing 7. Corey Jenkinson, Corey Pakes back in that hooker role. Payne Haas, Brendan Parakua, stays in that second row. Jordan Ricky joining him there. Well, saying that. And we welcome back Patrick Carrigan from a week off after his one-game match ban after the Raiders. On the bench, we got Ezra Mam, Kobe Hetherington, Xavier Wilson, and Tyson Smoothie moves back to the bench with Carrigan coming back into the side. Who wins it? I think we're all forgetting about one man. He's Mr. Clutch, Mr. Aura. And look, you could say Adam Reynolds. You could say Ben Hunt. You could say it's a fairy tale ending for him. You could say Ben Hunt will redeem himself after the 2015 grand final. Or you could just go Cam Munster. The guy that picked up the scraps of Queensland going into game 2, led them to a victory, bringing the series 1-1 on the road, giving Queenslanders hope to beat New South Wales in the Origin series, and then going to Sydney, having a personal tragedy happening, him losing his father, and then him having so much, not confidence, I should say, courage is the word, to go, I'm still playing Origin, I still need to captain this team, I need to lead them. And he leads them to a victory of Origin series. He is the man. We have a full-strength Storm spine here. They are so experienced in the finals. Like, the last time the Broncos won a grand final was 2006. And the last time the Storm won a grand final was in 2020. A lot of similar players still play. The Broncos have a lot more youth and maybe a little bit more excitement around them and a little bit more of just spark. And they've got those two old dogs in Reynolds and Hunt to control that emotion from them. But Melbourne, they are just those guys. We go, they're just too good, Melbourne, and they're just too good in finals. They've done this too many times. So that's why I'm backing them to get the win. We go into extra time and they win by 1 point. Well, maybe even golden time, but that's my prediction. And Cam Munster slot that field goal and get the Clive Churchill medal. That is the prediction. You've heard it here on the pod. Now, let me know what you think and we can debate it, but that's just how I feel. And if you don't like that, that's okay. Like, yes, the Broncos do have a talented team. You go Reece Walsh, mate. He needs to spark up and play excellent footy if they want to win. But I'm just going, they're both at a high level, but it's just, who knows what to do? And that Melbourne side just knows what to do. And Cam Munster, I can just see it. It's his story now. And let's all see it happen. Now, thank you for watching another episode of What's Not Sports. I'll be back next week. We'll go over our NRL Grand Finals, our players of the match, our Clive Churchill. I'll be a bit active on social media. I've got something coming tomorrow, hopefully. Dropping tomorrow morning. It's big for the pod. I want to grow it. And I think there's one way to do it, and you'll see how I'm going to do it. And I really hope that you guys get on board and get amongst it. And yeah, the rumors are true. I am going to have some merch soon. Just keep an eye out for that as well. And have a look at the website. The website's got a lot of information on it. It's got the newest pod on it. It's got the links to Pulse Check. It's got the links to Inside Story. Just get amongst it. Come on, guys. Come on, cuz. Let's just say thank you for the AFL Grand Final creating so much excitement. Congratulations to the Brisbane Lions. Get keen for the the Rugby League Finals, I should say. We've got 3 of them in one day. That's going to be an awesome day. Watch out for the updates coming on that day. Let's get excited for the Dally M Awards tomorrow night. And I will see you in the next episode of What's Not Sports. So thank you for coming for another episode of the Pulse Check.